Chapter 47, Master and Disciple at the Fire Realm Restaurant. You are listening at NovelThe. Under the heavy snow, the Fire Realm Restaurant was very lively with many guests. In the small kitchen building, Soawan was concentrating on cooking. More than 20 years later, he was already one of the chefs of the Fire Realm Restaurant. After all, the owner of the restaurant, the Black Butcher, would not cook easily. Usually the main chefs and many disciples are responsible for cooking. Okay, let's serve them all. Soawan prepared a Fire Realm banquet. Yes. The waiter waiting on the side immediately sent this famous Fire Realm banquet to the guests. Soawan relaxed. As a chef, he needs to cook some important dishes, while ordinary dishes can be left to some junior brothers and sisters. Being a chef, I have earned a lot more chaos crystals. After a few more centuries, I will be able to buy enough resources to try to break through. Every time he counted the increased savings, Soawan was full of expectations for the future. Senior brother Soawan, your brother is here and is calling you over. A voice came from outside the kitchen building. Okay. Soawan walked out. As a chef, he was not that busy. Soawan walked familiarly to a palace hall, where dozens of guests were sitting scattered, among whom Soawan was sitting at the head seat. Soawan! Soawan shouted. Soawan walked over. Today I am hosting a banquet for many brothers in the building. Soawan laughed and said, you have to cook it yourself. We Qianshan building brothers all like your cooking skills. We all know the craftsmanship of the master's brother. Thank you for your hard work, brother Soawan. Many guests around him laughed and said that almost all those who could be entertained by Soawan were the true gods of the void in Qianshan Tower. Soawan smiled very familiarly. Over the years, he has long been accustomed to dealing with guests. I will make sure you are satisfied. I will cook first. You go and do your work first. When you're done, come over and have a drink together. Soawan ordered. Okay. Soawan immediately exited the hall. Master Soawan, why don't you let your brother come to my Qianshan Tower? Master Chiu Palace, you don't know that my brother just wants to learn cooking from his master and doesn't want to come to Qianshan Tower at all. A group of members of Qianshan Tower in the hall were eating, drinking and chatting. As Qianshan Soawan, one of the masters of the 39th hall, obviously has a high status, Soawan returned to the kitchen building and watched the summons as he received the detailed menu. Some simple dishes were prepared by his junior brothers and sisters, but many of the main dishes were cooked by him himself. Soawan has completely changed after coming to Huyang City for more than 20 years. Soawan grew up with Soawan in the tribe since childhood, so he can sense Soawan's changes in Huyang City. What he says now, I don't understand. It's hard to tell which one is true and which one is false. He often comes to the Fire Realm Restaurant, not because of me, but to meet Lord Luohe. Soawan knew this very well. He was recruited by the Dark Force Qianshan Tower and promoted to the Master of the Palace, also because of Luohe God Lord. For more than 20 years, Soawan welcomed the guests, and he could feel the invisible influence of Lord Luohe. Because of Lord Luohe, many eternal true gods are willing to come to the Fire Realm Restaurant. Because of Lord Luohe, the Fire Realm Restaurant has expanded its territory several times, and business has improved a lot. Because of the Lord Luohe, Soawan was also vigorously cultivated by the owner of the museum. Lord Luohe is here. Suddenly, the waiters at the Fire Realm Restaurant got excited and passed the news to each other. Lord Luohe is here. Soawan also looked outside the small building and saw the three figures of Luo Feng, Morosa and Moyu Qinyan arriving in the distance. The owner of the hall, the Black Butcher, had already taken the initiative to greet them. Your Majesty. The Black Butcher was very enthusiastic and respectful. He also came back to the origin continent through reincarnation and struggled hard until now. It is precisely because Luo Feng likes to come to the Fire Realm Restaurant that his life has become much better. In these more than 20 years, he has been able to really quickly accumulate resources. He didn't care about humility. What he was afraid of was not seeing hope. He had been operating a restaurant for a long time and was squeezed by the dark forces. Most of the time, he didn't make much, and when he was unlucky, he even lost some. In these more than 20 good years, I have accumulated more wealth than all the previous years combined, so I can naturally purchase resources to assist in my practice. Black Butcher, your Fire Realm banquet is getting better and better. If you don't come for a while, I will be greedy. Luo Feng said with a smile. It's my honor that the Lord likes it. I will cook now and I will try my best to do better. The Black Butcher grinned with a simple and honest smile. The Lord Entropy and the others are at their old place. Luo Feng nodded and flew towards the familiar secret building. During the flight, some waiters at the Fire Realm restaurant were very respectful when they saw Luo Feng, and many guests were also extremely respectful, including the respectful and courteous Suoyun. This is Suoyun, who actually joined the Dark Forces. He and Suowan have completely different paths. Luo Feng could naturally memorize all the faces with a glance. Luo Feng was still quite concerned about Suowan and Suoyun. After all, they were the first batch of creatures he came to the Origin continent to save, and they came to Huyang City at the same time as him. Luo Feng was still looking forward to their future development, but Luo Feng doesn't like joining the Dark Forces. Call. Luo Feng flew to the secret building. Brother Luohe. Entropy Tianyan and the other eternal true god Sang Shuiyun were already greeting him at the door. Mu Qinyan was guarding outside the small building. Morosa felt relaxed and walked alone to a nearby small building and asked the Black Butcher, "Arrange some food and drink. You know my taste." "Don't worry, I understand." The Black Butcher also made arrangements immediately. After spending so long together, he also felt that the relationship between the servant Rosa and Lord Luohe was unusual. Immediately, the Black Butcher became high-spirited and began to adjust his state of mind. He would go all out to prepare a fire banquet. After all, Lord Luohe is his most important guest and must be served well. Suoyun, who watched Luo Feng enter the small building from a distance, narrowed his eyes and thought for a moment. "Master Suoyun, is that the Lord Luohe?" Master Chiu looked from afar, with envy and awe in his eyes. As the core backbone of the Dark Force Qianshan Tower, the Master of Chiu Palace knows very well that Shenjun Luohe is the top existence in Huyang City, and all the 5 major families have to restrain themselves in front of him. Yes, it was Lord Luohe who saved my life in the first place. If it weren't for Lord Luohe, my brother and I would have died long ago. Suoyun praised. In a secret building, Luo Feng, Entropy Tianyan, and Sang Shuiyun separated and sat down. Entropy Tianyan smiled and said, "Brother Luohe, when you were looking for me, I happened to be at the Fire Realm restaurant with Sang Shuiyun. You two have a good relationship. You often go in and out together." Luo Feng teased. There are 2 eternal gods in Huyang City who are infatuated with the Menghua Luzhu. They are none other than Inang Tianyan and Sang Shuiyun. They are said to be love rivals, but in fact they have a good relationship. Brother Entropy and I were alone in Huyang City, and we both got acquainted at that time. Sang Shuiyun shook his head. "Now, I am still carefree, but he is better, established Tianyan sect, worked hard to teach a lot of disciples, added a lot of burden, and made myself work hard. Sang Shuiyun has wings, has always had a decadent air, and has a somewhat withdrawn temperament. I have spent countless efforts on refining the weapon, so I must pass it on." Entropy Tianyan said. "Why do you have to pass on your own skills? There are many weapon refining masters in the entire Origin continent who are better than you. The loss of your weapon refining skills is just a trivial matter." Sang Shuiyun said, "Don't pass it on. How important it is to see yourself, we are just inconspicuous little waves on the Origin continent." Entropy Tianyan said, "Even small waves have their moments of rippling. As decadent as you are, you can't even be considered waves, you can only be regarded as dust." "I am dust, you are waves." Sang Shuiyun shook his head. "Actually, even if you want to pass on your skills, you only need to accept a few disciples, and establish a sect specifically. With the sect to worry about, how can you be truly free? Fortunately, you are lucky. After getting acquainted with the Lord Luohe, you have been free for the past 20 years. I have to thank Brother Luohe. Entropy Tianyen looked at Luo Feng. In the past, I couldn't get rid of many things. After all, I had to consider the entire sect. Nowadays, all forces do not dare to go too far. Luo Feng said, Brother Entropy, if you don't care about the sect or the disciples, you can be as carefree as Sang Shuiyun. Sang Shuiyun nodded, he is just stupid. Shut up if you can't speak. Brother Luohe and I have to talk about something important. You can leave first. Entropy Tianyen urged. Let's go. Sang Shuiyun said simply, got up and left leisurely. Luo Feng looked at Sang Shuiyun, he could feel Sang Shuiyun's loneliness. There seemed to be nothing in this world that Sang Shuiyun really cared about, just like a passerby in the world. With Sang Shuiyun's temper, you actually became friends with him. Luo Feng sighed with emotion. He is very similar to me. Entropy Tianyen said. It's very similar. Luo Feng was surprised. In his opinion, Entropic Tianyen and Sang Shuiyun have completely different personalities. One loves to make friends, but also teaches his disciples and runs the sect with heart. The other one is extremely lonely and doesn't care about anyone. In Huyang City, I understand him best, and he also understands me best. Entropy Tianyen said with a smile, maybe because of this, we are both obsessed with Menghua Luzhu. I don't understand you. Luo Feng shook his head. Over the past 20 years, the relationship between Luo Feng and Entropy Tianyen has become very good, and both sides have similar temperaments. Luo Feng pities the weak, and Entropy Tianyen also pities the weak. Otherwise, how could he teach his disciples with all his heart? The two of them ate, drank, and chatted in a relaxed manner. Suddenly, buzz. A small universe realm appeared in the Fire Realm restaurant. Luo Feng and Entropy Tianyen both turned to look. Their eyes passed through the wall and saw the owner, Black Butcher, who had just prepared the Fire World banquet. When the Black Butcher devoted himself to preparing the Fire World banquet, he suddenly enlightenment, breaking through the last bottleneck, the source of mastered laws naturally forms a domain. I didn't expect that the owner of the Fire Realm restaurant would break through and become the eternal true god. Entropy Tianyen was surprised. Cooking a Fire Realm banquet for us, he actually broke through and became the eternal true god. This Fire Realm banquet must be delicious. Luo Feng was a little greedy.